be all fancy. Do your intro.
Holy crap, it's live.
I don't.
It's going on for 15 seconds. You didn't tell me we're filming.
I heard you.
I counted down.
Yeah,
I counted down.
You look cockeyed.
Say hello.
Right? There's nobody even watching. Oh, there's one person watching now.
It's me.
No, it probably is. It's probably me. Me watching myself.
Say hello.
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 All right. Hey, camera lady. Can you move that a little bit so we can get more wrestling in? Or if you can move up a little. Whoa, how about that? There we go. I like that. It still makes the TV look crooked, but I don't know if it's because the TV is crooked.
The TV is crooked.
It might be sinking. Oh, it is sinking. It's sinking on Claire's side. She's sucking the life out of it. That's what's happening. Mr. Danchek, hello. Hello, we have 6 people on. Welcome to,
That's awesome.
where are we at? The Mountain Rouge Project in the belly of the Angela Theater, coming at you to give you an interview, a meet and greet with council member Leslie. Leslie, your last name, I'm saying it right, is?
Napolitano.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Tano, not Tano. Tano if you want to be fancy. Tano.
Well, you know,
Tano, it doesn't matter.
it's better than Neapolitan. Like,
How often
ice
do you
cream.
get that?
A lot.
A lot, right?
Yes, a lot. A lot. I actually Googled it one time and it means round pizza.
But isn't the Neapolitan? No, it is a round pizza. What's the one that's square?
Sicilian.
Sicilian. All right.
Yeah, fun fact.
No, your name's easier than mine. Waddell, Waddell.
My maiden name's Bolani.
Get out. B-L-O-G-N-I?
I got that my entire childhood. Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah, Bolani. But I used to be
B-A-L-O-N-E-Y?
Bielawne. I got Leslie Bolani a lot.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. You have to kind of, I don't know. The sounding out makes it more baloney than really what it really is. So, well, we got you here.
Yeah.
Are you excited to run for borough council?
I am. It's an honor.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, have my name on
accept
something official.
You what?
Have my name on something official. Yeah.
Yeah, that you do. That you do. Nervous, excited.
Nervous, excited, anxious,
Right.
happy,
Right.
blessed. Like it's kind of cool that I have the opportunity to be able to do it because not everybody does.
Right.
So yeah.
And you're prepared for the monumental task at hand.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
You
yes.
definitely.
Well, I'm
you've
only
heard
one.
me
I'm
talk
only
about
one
it.
part of it.
Yeah,
There's
but
a team of people.
It's definitely a team of people.
But yeah, it's going to take time and effort and motivation and determination and some grit and I'm.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
it's going to take teamwork. And you and some of the other people have already been, I don't want to say in cahoots, but at least you're communicating.
Oh yeah.
Now, just chit-chatting. It doesn't have to be
and I know
related.
everybody, which is like super cool because we already have like a commonality, a camaraderie. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It is nice. We do have that, even with all candidates.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to have a nice camaraderie going on,
Mm-hmm.
and that everyone understands the common goal.
yes.
Like it seems to be there's nobody with a business or a way that they can kind of like, oh, I can use the borough to make a couple bucks for myself here, maybe. Not to say that anybody would ever do that on our borough council, ever. We wouldn't have that action. But I guess it's better to not have that question up in the air of, well, you have this business and you're in a borough council and now you're getting business from it. It all looks shady,
Right.
So it's better to, you have a business, right? What is your business?
I am a public notary.
Mhm.
So I am the owner of Napolitano Notary Services LLC. Another huge accomplishment for me. So I'm
Right.
super proud of it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm just your local mobile notary. There's a need for it in the area. A lot of people don't have transportation or, who really buys a car, 9 to 5. A lot of people do
Right.
things after hours or on the weekends. So there's a need and I responded to it.
is notary does other than cars, right? I mean, you do car title transfer,
There's
that kind of stuff.
I don't offer PennDOT services, so I can't do any PennDOT services.
Like a license plate or anything.
Right, I refer to other local notaries for that,
Mm-hmm.
but I could notarize the title portion. I could notarize wills, quitclaim deeds, school papers, residency forms, anything that you need to make legal and.
So so what is essentially a notarizing deal? When I get something notarized, what does that mean? It means what?
Like solidifying that it's your words.
It's
so
true. Like
it's true.
and
It
valid.
happened. I validate your signature.
Right.
And then there's no questions that you weren't coerced or forced or anything into any kind of agreement,
Gotcha.
Acknowledgement, affidavit.
Right,
like that.
right. Okay, that's pretty cool. How did you get into that?
I just did.
All right, you kind of just stumbled into it?
Yeah, I'm like, hi, is this something I can do? And I was working with a good friend of mine. She has a business in South Tamaqua, and we were thinking of venturing into like the car thing. And, I'm like, well, having a notary is pretty cool, and it's a need, and having a mobile notary business is even cooler and even more of a need. So I ran with it, and I found out that there was nothing standing in my way, and I rolled with it.
Excellent. How do you go to like a school, like college for this?
No, I went to college for human services.
Okay.
I graduated in 2023, but for this, it's just a certification. Like you take classes and then you apply and you submit your background check and your application and things like that, and you get approved or denied, and you're a notary. And then I applied for an LLC and went through those channels and
right.
learned a whole lot about that along the way.
Right, so you learn trial by fire, the entrepreneurial.
Oh, absolutely. By the seat of my
things.
pants, trial by fire.
Right, 'cause it's hard to find concrete information on which direction to go, so you just kind of have to go with something and hope it's the right one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you find
Oh,
out,
yeah.
not right, kind of.
Right. And other notaries in the area I found are hugely supportive. Like, it's like a
that's
community,
nice.
so
That's nice.
I have other notaries I can bounce questions off of and get some education, because, the classes only take you so far. I mean, there's still
right.
a lot of real life experience that they don't tell you in the classes, so it's a nice community.
So it's like you get kind of like a continuing education, but you're not really paying for it. It's more of like a mentorship will help you.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Is like new stuff comes along in notary that you need to learn about? Or is it kind of almost like it's kind of basic, unless
Yes,
it's like
laws change.
laws will
So
change.
they do have you do continuing education every so often. You have to take the class again and be updated on. I think it's Bologna, if I'm saying that right. Laws that you have to know and the changes and things.
Gotcha. So you love it?
So far, yeah,
So
it's
far.
kind of cool being my own boss.
Are you full time?
No, not notary. No,
Not yet.
full time. I work for New Roots Recovery Support Center. I'm a certified recovery specialist and a certified family recovery specialist.
All right.
And what I do there is help people find their individualized pathway to recovery, and I support them, and I just help them out. I live by example.
Drugs, alcohol,
Any substance use
any
disorder.
substance
Yep.
use. You're there to.
Yep.
you know.
Coping skills. I mean, my philosophy as a CRS is if you have a problem, which sometimes there's many,
Right.
I'm very solution based. I carry that everywhere in my life. If there's a problem, there has to be a solution. Let's find it. No
Right.
excuses. Let's do it.
Right. That's good.
So,
That can come in
yeah.
handy around here.
It does, because it really helps. And I mean, I've seen a lot of my members or clients come full circle, which is a huge honor.
Right.
So it's super cool.
Full circle meaning they came in completely addicted, a mess, and you help. I don't see.
Well, they did it. They did it. They did it.
do
I just help them with
Right.
resources from the community. Like
Exactly.
everything's community based,
Right.
so it's all community based resources that I connect them with.
Right.
And I've been a CRS from people just coming home on that level, all the way up to people that have like years under their belt and they're ready to go to college and they're ready to give back to the community, such as what I did
Right.
through the ERI program at Luzerne County Community College,
Okay.
where I also was the CRS there for students.
Right. So you work there doing the CRS stuff, and you do the notary as your side hustle, kind of.
Yeah,
So you
New
can-
Roots. Yep, New Roots. I'm at in the Hazelton area, Luzerne. I also work down here in Tamaqua and Schuylkill County.
Right.
And the notary.
So that puts you in touch with a lot of community people, like
Oh yeah.
knowing a lot around the community.
Yep, I
because
do.
we're kind of smushed between Carbon and Schuylkill here. You kind of have that, like saying Coaldale is your base. You have at least a broad range around our area of this.
Oh yeah,
of those
Luzerne County, Carbon
contacts.
County, Schuylkill County. I don't want to throw an exact number out there, but I'm pretty sure there's a really good number of
Right,
counties
right.
that a CRS can serve.
Right. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So with that, we'll get into some of your background, because one of the things I want to be able to do is for all of our candidates to be able to squash any BS that may come their way and let them say it in their words what is true and what is not. So you gave me your response for a criminal record check
Yes.
for you.
Mm-hmm. From 2024.
And we were talking about how your last name is baloney, your maiden name, but it's not. It's actually like you could make throw like a French thing on there and call yourself Belon.
I guess so. Yeah.
Right?
I was very proud to become a Napolitano. It suited me much better.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with either one of them. I kind of like the Beloni one. But you gave me all your criminal record history. Everything is here to look at, but I don't want to talk about it. I want you to set the record straight. Is there anything in your past that you want to just, hey, this is the deal, and
Sure, absolutely, without a doubt. I do not have any secrets. And I mean, again, to be a certified recovery specialist, you have to have the lived experience.
right.
So with that being said, I'm over 10 years in recovery.
Mhm.
I believe it's July 10th. I have 11 years
Right.
in recovery from opiate use.
Mhm.
And in 2012 and 2013, I was arrested.
Right.
In 2014, I was sentenced to the State Intermediate Punishment Program, which is a 24-month flat sentence.
Right.
It's recovery based, so it's therapeutic communities. I spent 24 months incarcerated. I was released in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I finished out, I think it was maybe 8 months on probation without incident.
Mhm.
I was working with Sundance Vacations, who
Right.
I worked my way up the chain, and they were so good to me,
Mhm.
so good to me. And then I became a CRS
Right.
in 2018. And then in 2020, the pandemic happened, Sundance closed, and I went to work for New Roots.
Okay.
And I never looked back. You know, I took what I needed. I'm grateful for the experience I had, because essentially what happened and my arrest led to me being here today.
Right.
I mean, we've lost so many to addiction. I could have been a statistic,
Absolutely.
and I'm not.
Yes.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So my outlook on everything is, you know, I was part of the problem all that time. Well, now I'm part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That's great. So, when you say incarcerated, is that like Orange is the New Black incarcerated?
Oh, gosh. Well, it's not fun.
Right.
I mean, you meet some wonderful people. I mean, I met some amazing women.
Mhm.
I met some not so great people. I mean,
Right.
I didn't tend to hang around with that. You know, I really took it for what it was. And the therapeutic communities were great because
Mhm.
it's intensive. It taught me coping skills.
Right.
I mean, I had to learn everything. I mean, addiction really took a lot away from me.
Right.
And I just embraced it.
Right. You saw, okay, I
saw an
screwed this up,
opportunity.
and I need to. I'm going to get a chance to fix this,
Mhm.
and even though you get punishment along with it, you have just from what you told me about what you've done for recovery. Obviously, you've turned it around. You could have been a statistic and not be here right now. You turned it around, and this is what 13 years ago now.
Yeah, and
13
I mean,
years
it's
ago.
all
This
it's
is
all
in the
here.
past 13 years
You know,
ago.
yeah. I mean, I did my dirt here. It's
Mhm.
no secret. I mean, you can Google me.
Yeah.
You know, it's no secret.
Mhm.
I was not in trouble before then, and I was not in trouble after that. You know, I did my dirt here, found my recovery here. You know,
Right.
my husband and my family and my children are all here.
Mhm.
You know, it's just it is what it is.
Right.
You know, I hope to be looked at as a success story rather than the
Absolutely.
damage that I caused back then.
Right. You paid your dues, and you're putting like even then some by stepping up and being a part and wanting to step up and to help this community. You've proven that you are helping the community with addiction with all your work. And you're even going to go a little further to help where you live. The
Oh, of
community.
course. And I mean, Coaldale's no stranger to resurrection stories. I mean,
Right. you came back. So
yeah.
all of your charges, everything, it's done. It's over with. You're gone.
Absolutely.
You're golden.
Absolutely.
You're golden. So
Yep.
there's no questions as to your legitimacy running. It's all in the past. You've recovered. You are 1,000 times better of a person for it.
Right.
So you're a success story that should be, more people should know and be inspired by it. Honestly, you should be. You're an inspiration, and I think that's a great part of leadership. Is we need inspirational people here as well. You've been through the shit, and sometimes like we all grow. If you're not changing and becoming a different, newer person every few years, you're doing life wrong, in my opinion. You should always be evolving, always be growing, learning new things.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be afraid to learn something and forget old ways. You always grow. And when you're young, you make dumb mistakes.
Oh, yes.
And I know all the stuff I've done in my life that was stupid. It was always because I was with the wrong people. You get stuck in the wrong people. And then you get a little bit of FOMO because you feel like you're missing out on something, but you're really not. And that's, at least for me, it was.
Yeah.
I look back on life and I'm like, I hung out with the dumb people and I was afraid of missing out on something. And I look back and I didn't miss out on anything. I should have gone and done the things I really wanted to do instead of being worried about getting high and hanging out with my friends.
Right. Well, I did life in reverse. That's
Right.
I screwed up first and then did college and, the work and career and the civil service later.
I didn't go, I never got arrested. I did typical dumb shit that you do in your 20s, but we all do that shit we regret.
Right.
And you change and become a better person for it. You've learned from it.
And that's exactly it. I learned. And I continue learning. I mean, I always want to learn and push myself to do something different. And, I want to show my daughters that, there's no limits. There's no boundaries. Yep. If there's a problem, find a solution.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
It's great. Women need more strong women like you in their lives to look up to.
Oh, thanks.
As an inspiration. You really do. And I think that this is like the council is a start for you to just show you're a leader here and you should be looked at as one.
I plan. I mean, I'm a Panther Valley kid. I mean, I don't plan on going nowhere anytime soon, so I might as well be part of it. Yeah.
Right. Be a part of it. Make it help. And even if you do it for 4 years and you're like, I've had my part, at least you're going to leave it better than you found it.
That's the goal.
And give it a foundation for the people who come in after you to have something that they can work with and continue to grow.
And that's exactly what it is. Like, council eventually needs a recycling.
Yes.
And I mean, it's big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility.
So it's a lot of learning, and I'm hoping that coming into it, younger, that I learned from the people that came ahead of me, and again, leave it a better place.
Yep, that's ultimately what we want to do. So you also gave me your resume.
Yes.
So I think you pretty much covered a lot of it. You offer notary services. You're bonded. What does that mean? When you're bonded, what does that mean? You have insurance in case you screw something up? Is that what that means?
Well, there's accident and omissions insurance that's separate than being bonded, but that's one of the requirements of being a notary is to be bonded.
Okay.
I also think to work in any capacity of like official and office like that, you have to be bonded.
So we were saying earlier, you got to be a notary. You had to be approved or not approved. And you had
it's
to have
an
a background
application
check,
process.
right?
Yep.
And a background check. So obviously, our government in Pennsylvania feels you're qualified to handle those type of documents.
Oh yeah, and same thing
like sensitive materials and stuff like that.
And then working at the college as well, I had to have all that run.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep, I've been FBI fingerprinted.
Right. They're like, oh, we know this one. That's the
I'm not. It happened. There's no erasing it. There's no, there is shame in what I've done in my past, of course. But there's also responsibility, growth, respect, all those things.
Yeah. You're growing. And that's what we all should be doing. Mm-hmm. Just constantly growing. Senior telephone service representative at Sundance Vacation. Are you booking vacations, or do people call up and be like, hey, I want to go on vacation, and you transfer to somebody? How does that work?
So, well, originally they fill out an entry form
Mm-hmm.
for a giveaway, and then that gives us permission to offer them a vacation
Right.
for coming in for their time and sitting for a presentation,
Mm-hmm.
and then they use it and have vacations. I mean,
All right.
hopefully
So
they
it's
get
like you're-
business.
You were kind of like sales for vacation in a way.
No, I wasn't the salesman. I just
No.
got them in for the appointment.
Oh, okay. You were like
The sales came at the appointment.
You were like a lead generator. You were generating.
Nope,
leads
that
and
was
all
the step before us.
The step
Yep.
Before you was a
Yep,
lead
the
generator.
lead generator's at the game that you're filling out the raffle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yes. And
Nice.
when they closed, they were one of the first businesses that closed with COVID around.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my job that Friday and I didn't know what to do. And somebody that I went to CRS class with saw that I posted on Facebook about COVID and oh my
Mhm.
gosh, it's directly affected me. What are we going to do? And she's like, hey, you got to try working for New Roots as a CRS. And I interviewed on a Sunday or Burger King on Sunday because there was nothing else open. And
Right.
I started that Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, which my 5-year anniversary is on the 16th.
So you've been helping others for 5 years at least, right now.
Yeah.
5 years
Yeah, I took a
even.
little break in between there just recently to
Right.
pursue
The notary.
the notary thing, and I helped a good friend of mine with her business and run and her family, and I just came back full time to New Roots.
Okay. Nice. You were a crew member at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, I was. That was the funnest job I've ever had.
Really?
Yes, it was. I loved it. I absolutely loved working at Dunkin'.
Did you have to serve people?
Yes.
And you found
Coffee.
that fun?
Yes.
You didn't get crazy orders for people?
I did. I absolutely did.
And
all the time.
You weren't like, what's
Take
wrong
on
with
their-
these people?
No, I got their recipes and I made it for myself to see how good it was because obviously it had to be good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, that was one of the best things about working at Dunkin' was the people and
The people you worked with and the customers.
the people I work with, the customers, and the perk of getting all you can drink small
Coffee.
coffees.
Oh, just small.
Just small.
Any donuts?
Yeah, the occasional munchkin.
But did you have to pay for them or they were like, no?
Oh no, I paid for them.
You paid for the donuts. You worked and you had to pay for donuts.
Well, I don't know if they were free. I just paid for them.
You're so honest.
I mean, I guess you can sneak the
Right.
occasional munchkin when you're walking
How
by,
honest
but
are you? Look at that. I would have been eating donuts
Honestly.
like a madman. I would have been 500
I'm
pounds.
honest to a fault sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, I would have chowing down like a maniac on everything.
You probably easily could.
Yeah, there was no way I would be dipping in like that white cream and stuff and the pudding they put in those donuts.
Oh no,
my
see,
Lord.
Tamaqua doesn't make them.
Oh, they come in already made.
But let me tell
right?
you, those Dunkin' Donuts in Pottsville, those donuts are good.
They are good. We have
They
them
are
for
good.
that
And they're
wash out
pretty.
day.
They make them all decorated and
Yeah.
stuff. I was just in there
Yeah.
today and they have some pretty donuts.
Yeah, they were super fresh.
Mhm.
The one in yes, the one in Pottsville near the KFC.
Yes.
Okay, not
Yes.
the one that's down by the Exxon station.
It's really all over.
Yeah. Well, it worked good.
Food is
Shockingly.
good. Food is good.
Yeah, the one by the and the other one down by the Lowe's too. That's a good one too.
Wow.
Yeah, have you been to that one by the Walmart and the Lowe's? Or not Lowe's, Home Depot.
No, I don't
Walmart,
often go to Pottsville.
Oh, so I'm there all the time, so I often go. But yeah, I thought it would be. I worked in food. I worked in a bagel shop, and
Oh, there you go.
people would come in and order stuff. It wasn't even on the menu, and the menu was behind me, and and I'd see they come in, they're looking, they're like, oh, and I'm waiting, and like, you ready? Yeah, okay. What do you want? A pizza bagel. And I'm like, there's not even a pizza bagel on the menu,
Well, let me tell
man.
you can either wrap a munchkin in that brown sugar bacon and throw it in the fryer for a few seconds, or you could take a glazed donut, you can cut it in half, put some bacon on it, shove it in the fryer for a few minutes, or a few seconds rather.
You
Like
can
you
request this at Dunkin' Donuts, or you did this on your own.
Oh no, I did it on my own.
Oh,
I made a few different sandwiches.
I wonder if I could go in and request that. If they would let me have it.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot,
I mean, if
I know, I'm going
the whole
tomorrow.
world of Facebook
right?
knows about it now.
Yeah, now we know. All right.
Now we know the
Try
secret menu.
That. Yeah.
The bacon donut.
I'm in for that one.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Associate's degree in human services. So you're a college graduate.
Associate's degree, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Putting another college graduate up for borough council here. You interested?
Yeah. Oh, well, he's got a few more years on. He's put in a little more work. I mean, I
Oh,
could
yeah,
do it,
right.
but you know, I'm here.
Right?
I could go back. I aspire to go back.
Skills, you have individual group counseling, motivational interviewing.
Mhm.
We should have you interview me sometime.
I mean, I could.
Right? We should swap it around, switch seats, and you can interview me.
Yeah. Why not?
But I'm not running for anything.
Public speaking was a pretty cool class.
Oh yeah, it is. That's pretty cool. Did you do the Dale Carnegie class? Is that what they do, or they just do a public speaking in college? And
No,
they
it
just
was
get up and
public
talk?
speaking. We had to do a couple different things. Like I did a slideshow of my heritage. My family's from a town with no name in the Carpathian Mountains, I've learned through my research of that speech.
Oh.
And then I had to present it to the class of 6.
6?
Yeah.
That's hardly public.
I know.
That's nothing.
Still nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I
Nay.
guess so. 'Cause
Got an A.
they're all judging you anyway, right?
Right.
Nah, that's what we're all about here. Judging
No, it's
everybody.
fun. It's learning.
Yeah.
I learned how to do it. You know, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right? All right, I got some questions from my friend Grok.
Awesome.
How about, do we want to do some questions now? Does anybody have any questions?
The only question was what party and how many terms, and I said Republican, 4 years.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of congratulations on
Aw,
your sobriety.
Thank you.
and the life changes. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, right? Congratulations.
That's beautiful.
That is
Thank
beautiful.
Yes.
Let's see here. What do you see as the biggest challenge facing our borough right now, and how would you address it?
Motivation to implement the changes that we all talk about.
What would be the motivation, the change? Say that. What's your answer again?
So it's great to have a group of people talking about, this change, that change, do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And implementing it. You can even have a plan to implement it, but the action needs to be there.
Right. Okay. I see what you're
It
saying.
seems to be, there's so much talk about, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and there's processes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And people get upset when they don't understand the process is happening.
Right.
So, there needs to be the communication. People need to see the action, the plans, things like that. So, the biggest problem there is, seeing the action, seeing what's going on.
Right.
Building trust is huge, I feel like.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing. And now is if we can get a whole new crew in here, this 4 is building trust. It's like, we're going to put you in here now, do the job.
Right.
Right? We're going to trust you to do the job.
Right.
So talk is talk. But yeah, there is a lot of talking and not enough action or enough
Communication
of
being
action.
done.
Right. There's not enough clarity.
Right.
Where everything's left murky all the time.
Yep. The transparency needs to be there. The drama needs to be gone. I do know that, the zoning, or not the zoning officer,
Code.
or the
Ordinance
code
code,
ordinance
yeah.
code. That gentleman has been out, doing things, but, and people complain about the blight and everything, which is huge. It's very important to address it. So, they need to see and know that, there's people out doing their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
More needs to be enforced. There has to be enforcement behind things.
Yeah, right.
And people need to feel safe.
That's a big thing too. Everybody
Yeah,
people seem to really, I understandably want a police force here.
Yeah.
We want a police presence.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
in Coyle should have some sort of police presence. And I have seen the state police come through. Yesterday they were around.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen them come
They're
through.
present. And
They're
I've seen them
present.
on, a couple instances where there's been calls and things
Mhm.
just this week, my daughter was at the park. There was a stray dog, and all the kids wrangled the dog with the state police. And,
Right.
it wasn't exactly the outcome that everybody would have hoped for. But, they were there, they were a presence, they responded to the call.
Nice.
Well,
So
it was
that's
nerve-wracking when I see on my cell phone Verizon number dialed 911, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, so if somebody on your line's network dials 911 and comes to you and calls you?
Yeah, that's a fun feature.
Yeah, I'll pass on that
So,
one.
I call my dog, and she's like, yeah, we're with the state police, we're getting the dog. And I'm like, oh gosh.
No, at least it's that, right? It's
So,
not
and it was nice because, they must have responded fast, so they must have been in the area, which is cool. But yeah, the police issue, I'm sure they're going to be working hard to get that police issue, because that is huge.
Yeah, I think
we
that'll be
need to
solved
have
by
that
the time you
safety,
guys
that
get in there.
security, and like somebody suggested, even just having Todd, around was fantastic because he was a presence.
Right.
So we need something.
Yeah,
that needs to be sorted soon.
Right. Otherwise, we have to make Coaldale like a gated community or something.
Wouldn't that be something?
Right. We probably block it off there, coming off of Boyers, and then one down on that 2nd
Do you
Street,
promise to pave it?
Well, I don't know about that. Right, if we become our own private community.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way. So, on that one, how will you ensure the transparency and accountability in borough council decisions?
Well, everything should be talked about and discussed during the meetings.
Right.
If there is a decision, it should be made. Everything should be posted.
Mm-hmm. More should be posted?
Oh, yeah. There should be an agenda and a minutes. And, I greatly appreciate the broadcasts and everything because not everybody can physically make it.
Yeah.
So, having that alone, you're reaching so many more people. And then there's people talking about it and, gathering the understanding and seeing it. So that's, just, it should be posted. It should be written and discussed.
Would you be willing to participate other than in the borough council meetings, coming like the monthly meetings we've been doing now, to let people either chit chat with you or ask questions of you on that level outside of borough council's official horse manure stuff?
Oh, right, yeah, no, but absolutely.
Be present for those things so people can, hey, Leslie and someone are coming to the meetings this month. Any questions, they'll be happy to, talk
absolutely.
to you,
I
be
enjoy
present.
coming to the meetings,
Right?
yes. And
that kind of stuff.
I'm also part of the Coaldale Crime Watch. I'm the treasurer there. So I've been doing that, I want to say for a little over a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
So
been
that
pretty
shows
cool
an immense amount of trust in you, in spite of your past, that you're the treasurer of our community crime watch. So that
I would hope so, yes.
you're so involved that you've turned so much around that you're helping others and you're involved in the community. You're not just suddenly deciding, oh, I'm going to do this. You've actually been involved in this Coaldale for a little while now, not more than what? How long have you been doing the crime watch? You said
the crime watch for a little over a year and a half. Mm-hmm. I've done NNO with New Roots for quite a few years.
What's NNO?
National Night Out.
Okay.
Here at the park.
Right.
And last year I did NNO for my business. As my business, I had a table as my business, which was super cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're super involved in the community as well. So
I try.
Trustworthy because you get the money with the crime watch. So obviously you're trustworthy because.
No, checks and balances. It's important. You need to have it. You have to balance the checkbooks. You have to have record of this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we should also encourage new council members to be pushing is every month, the previous month's budget should be put out. We should see every nickel that was spent on and what it was spent on from the previous month.
Yeah, and I looked at the budget that's on the clerk board at the borough building. Right. And it is a little confusing unless you actually sit down and really know what you're looking at.
Yeah, and, right.
It is a little on the broad side. I think phone and an amount. Well, what about the phone? Did you buy a phone? Did you pay for the phone line?
Right,
is that the bill? Is that a utility thing? There needs to be a breakdown. And that's all part of transparency and communication. It's huge. Nothing goes around without clear communication.
Right. So yeah, we definitely need that. If faced with a controversial issue where the community is divided, how would you make your decision?
Well, it's not just my voice that carries weight. It's everybody. It's a collective. It's a vote. So I hope to put my opinion out there with integrity and ethics and moral standing. And that it's just the right thing to do. So if whether it's controversial or not, it just needs to be what's right.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a rough question for somebody who's not like a real politician
I am
too.
not a real
It's like
politician.
you're
I did not go to law school. I'm just a normal person. So, again, I want to be a part of the solution. I'm not the solution.
right.
That's it.
You are at this point. I believe you are a part of the solution, but becoming a part of Borough Council plugs you in to become a bigger and more crucial part of our solution.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What role do you think the Borough Council should play in supporting local business and economic growth?
Oh, huge. Huge. They should be playing a huge part in promoting and helping and, offering some kind of service. I get voice activation calls for my business for voice activation on Google, but not once did anybody on the council reach out and say, hey, congratulations,
Yeah, right.
it's nice to have a notary in town.
Mhm.
Or,
I can give you some acknowledgement.
Right. I mean, you get a cool folder when you buy a house, but you
Mhm.
don't get nothing when you bring business.
Yeah.
I think we should have like a small business night, like similar to NNO. We should have all the businesses gather and have a block party. There needs to be more celebration, less
Yes.
doom
we
and
should have
gloom and more
celebration.
celebration.
Yes.
What is it to get a band together to play in the park and just have people gather and have a big giant barbecue? I mean, it's,
Right.
what happened to potlucks and, just community picnics and,
Right.
oh gosh,
Yeah.
that stuff's so fun.
Right. Yeah.
Brings
we should
people
be doing
together.
that.
It's a
Bring
reason to
people
celebrate,
together. We should for the spring and summer have a monthly gathering
Oh, that's
at
great.
the complex
That's great.
and bring everybody.
Yes.
Even and it doesn't even have to be Coaldale. It can be Panther Valley.
Yeah,
Up
right,
Panther Valley.
right. Everybody gets together.
Let's get together, and if you have a business,
And that's
no
when people
charge,
start
set up
talking
something.
and plans get made and,
networking.
porches get painted and,
Yes.
things start to happen.
Yes.
And that's what needs to happen. There needs to be less division, more coming together. And that's the only way it's going to work.
Yep, absolutely. Yes. Any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions, anyone? It's not. Where are we at? 37 minutes, we're flying
I
through.
think everybody's just listening.
Yeah, I think
And
everybody's...
this is very informative.
Well, what else did we say we want to talk about? They said, let's not forget that. We went over your crime watch.
we
went over
covered everything that I could.
your
think
sordid
of.
history, we went through that. Miss Baloney. Anything else you want to say? I mean, I think we can kind of, unless there's any more questions or anybody has questions right now, we'll give a few minutes for
That's
that.
the last call for questions.
Last call for questions, but I think we got this is fantastic.
Yeah,
It's very
well,
informative. and-
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. And, it goes without saying, I work hard.
Mhm.
I work very hard to prove that I am a person of integrity and morals and ethics,
Right.
and that I'm an asset rather than a liability.
And your story is like other people have gone through the same thing where they've had a tragedy. And I told you, like Robert Downey Jr. is a great example of somebody who really had a great, flushed his life down the crapper. You think it's over, but then has an amazing turnaround and has been great and helped other people.
Oh, he's hugely
huge inspiration.
influential
Yeah.
in the recovery community.
Right.
Absolutely,
He's somebody to
yes.
look up to as
Yep,
well. Like, so
yep.
people, all walks of life, celebrities to just people like us,
Mhm.
have had amazing stories, turned it around, and been able to help a ton of other people.
Oh yeah,
and
there's
be
a
an
lot of
inspiration.
success stories out here.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and
Right.
we just got to get them out there. And
Yes.
if they have, and that's the thing too. Like if somebody that is, coming out of addiction and in recovery, or has gone this long, like you need to have something to strive forward to.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just setting the precedence,
Mhm.
and being like, hey, I'm a felon, but I also did this, and now I'm a pillar of the community, and I sit on the borough council. Like
Right.
that speaks volumes
Mhm.
for people who think they have nothing.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
that's my goal. If there is an agenda, I think my agenda is just to be good.
Right.
and,
That's amazing. That's the best agenda to have.
to
Just
send
to
that
inspire
message.
other
To
people.
send that message, yeah.
That's an amazing message to have. It really is. Any questions? That's it. I guess we can wrap it up then. Unless you want to say anything, did we forget anything? I know after we turn this
I'm
off,
sure.
we're gonna-
I'm sure if I did, somebody will point it out, and I'll be glad to come back and do it again.
Yeah, but I mean, the most important stuff is you you told you.
Yeah,
Putting it all
and
out
there is
there.
a lot of support out there too. So that's
Right.
that's
Is there
what's
any websites or anything that anybody who may or not see this come across this? Where can they go if they're like, I need help? What can I do? I need help. I'm at that point now where I need something. Where do I go? What do I do? And
Oh yeah,
she can put
absolutely.
stuff in there.
I mean, there's 2-on-1, that's for sure.
Okay.
But New Roots Recovery Support Center has a few different centers for recovery. There's
Right.
one in Hazelton, Wilkes-Barre, and in Tamaqua at
Okay.
232 Pine Street.
Mhm.
And there they can go. They can get any resource they need to find their individualized pathway to recovery.
So is this something like, oh, you know, I'm in a bad way. I need to get recovery, but I don't have money to pay for this. Is it covered? Like, is it you?
Our services are covered through medical assistance.
Okay, so I can go in there. I go there 20 minutes from now. I roll in. I'm like, I need help.
We'll get you help.
You're going to get help. There's
Yeah.
not going to be like, well, fill this out and then come back
Well,
in
I'm
a few
not going
days.
to tell you there's not paperwork to fill out because
But
there
they're
is.
not going to tell me to come
But
back in
no,
a few
no,
days and then we'll see how your paperwork goes and we'll help you then.
Right. No,
It's,
I will
all right,
sit
let's get
down
you in the
with
door
you.
right
We
now.
will call facilities that accept your insurance or find a facility that you can go to. We can find you the funding to get to the facility. We can find you a ride to get to the facility.
Right,
And we'll, be there to meet you at the door when you get out.
right.
And then we'll walk back into life together. It's there's no time limit on what a CRS can do for somebody. It's from start to finish.
So that person's like, okay, I've done it.
Yeah, when they don't need me,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I'm done.
Right. I guess it's kind of sad in a way that you're like, that you don't need me, but also you're like, I'm glad you don't need me anymore.
Well, that's when it comes
I
full
want you to
circle.
not need me.
And that's when you have those people who you helped work in recovery and give it back.
Right.
Give it back to keep it.
Yes, right. And I guess when you're doing that, it's also helping you keep on the right path too.
Mhm.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You help
I
a
try.
lot of people. Anything? Any questions? All right. And you put the website up for people can check that
What was
out?
I got the dial 211. What was the
Oh yeah, you
website?
can dial 211. There's New Roots Recovery Support Center on Pine Street here in Tamaqua.
Is there a website or is that?
It's New Roots. You can Google New Roots, it comes right up. I don't want to say the wrong.
And that's in Tamaqua.
Yes, and then there's also one in Hazelton, the Heartwood Center. That's the homeless day shelter, and there's CRS services out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also one in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay. Good. So there's help out there. People need help. There's the
Absolutely,
resources.
there's a lot of recovery out there. Sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know there's so many resources that are actually out there that can help you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't realize
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of recovery around.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we should wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, yay,
It
that
was
was
awesome.
exciting. Thank you.
It was awesome. Good people to get to know you, clear the air, and I'm pretty sure I can say without a doubt that you would have my vote.
Well, thank you.
At
I
least
appreciate
when we
that.
get the primary through, get you through the primary, and that's the big election is I mean, honestly,
Exciting.
if you once you're through the primary, I think you're in. Because if there's only 4 people going for 4 seats and there's 4 people for the primary and you get through, then you're in.
Well,
Because there's no Democrats running. Right? There was no Democrats on that list. Was there?
Correct.
I don't remember. So you get 4 people in our primary, those are your 4 elections.
Yeah.
You're in.
Well, I don't know. Just
I don't know,
my
we'll have to ask
name
a
out there is a
professional.
pretty big honor in itself for me. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So.
if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yep. I hope so.
We'll let the
You
people
deserve
talk.
it. You deserve
Thank
it. And I
you.
think you'd be an
Thank
inspiration to our community and not just Coaldale, but the community at large.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. And I know some of you aren't going to be able to see this live stream because I have no idea what Facebook is doing about it or what I can do to fix it. But we will be putting these up on YouTube as well. So they will be there, or it may come up again in a couple days on Facebook. I have no idea. But thank you for tuning in and watching. We'll be back next week with another candidate to help build Coaldale back better.
Build back better.
Build back better. The best thing in the world. It'll be the best. Coaldale's going to be the biggest, best town in the world. I've heard all about it. I can't do a Trump. I got to work on that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Leslie, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for your
everyone.
support.